has a really special story behind it, the symbolism
it does
behind these flowers, and Court will share that here momentarily. He describes it as one of Mother Nature's most mysterious looking flowers.
Watch it. Boom.
Wow. It looks like we're watching National Geographic.
We are, huh?
And it's an incredibly fast growing vine as well, if you're looking for that this season. We started with how many of these, Sean? 5,000 of these when it all began this year. We now have 1,400 left. You're getting four pieces for $32, free shipping and handling here as well.
This is a real flower.
So before we get to how quickly this grows, Court, I'd love for you to explain the symbolism behind some of the elements within these blooms.
I'll be happy to. You know, these were discovered by the Christian missionaries in about 1620, and they fell in love with this flower because they thought it really represented the passion of Christ. So when it's called the passion flower, it's not the passion you have for your mate or your loved one. This represents the passion of Christ. So each part of this flower is very meaningful. The 10 petals represent the 10 apostles, and then see the blue filaments here? Mm-hmm. The crown of thorns. And then we have the 3 stigmas for the 3 wounds of Christ, and then there's 5 yellow sepals here, and that represents the 5 wounds. So this has a very beautiful story in Christian lore, and it couldn't be any more fun and easy to grow anywhere in the country. This is one of our winter hardy passion vines. There's probably 500 varieties of passion vines around the world. This is the only one that I know of that is totally winter hardy to -10.
I feel like it would be easy in this show to take it for granted that either everything you do is winter hardy or all plants, period, are hardy. They are not.
No, they're not.
But that's why we say with Roberta's, it's what's hard to find but easy to grow, and these grow fast. I'd like for you to
look
explain
at that wall right
how
there.
fast.
All right.
Okay.
So a lot of times we're talking about filling the side of a fence or filling the side of a pergola. No, these 4 plants can fill the side of a barn.
Wow.
The very first season. These are fast growing.
The first season.
Yes, and then they come back every year. Look at this. If you never believed in a higher power before, watch this flower.
So
it's one of Mother Nature. This and the fuchsia, it's like, wow, I could just stare at either one of these all day long. And you're getting a good collection of these. It's a 4-piece collection.
4 of these.
You want me to hold one of these for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what they look like when they ship out. They're really
let me show you. We were
nicely.
talking about how fast and they grow. See the top of this a steak here? We ship them in boxes with steaks, so they don't get crushed in the box. But this is already growing up over the steak just in a couple of days since we brought it in over the studio.
Wow.
So you can also contain
that's amusing.
these. Isn't it great? You can contain them, if you want to, and just trim it like I've done in this plant right here.
But what do you do if you would like to really get it to go to town and cover up the side of the barn?
Which is how I like to do it, because people say, oh, they're so invasive. I say, well, let them invade me. I won't have a garden without these. These are so beautiful. So you just give them something to climb on. These don't have that quality like ivies where they dig into stucco or anything.
That's my thought. When you say, oh, let them go to town, they'll go crazy. I think a lot of us expect that they kind of dig into the wood on the side of the house or whatever it is, and so that's the issue.
So what I'm trying to show are these little itty bitty curlicues, and this is what they've developed, Mother Nature and the passion vines, to climb and to hold on to things. So Eric lives in the country in Indiana, and on one side of his house is a soybean field, on the other side of the house is a cornfield, and there's an old tractor in back, and we're like, well, let's leave that tractor there. It's cool, it's like a repurposed item, and we have the passion vines growing and rambling over it. And talk about connecting with nature.
Wow.
There are some certain a moth called a butterfly moth. If you've never seen one, Google that up, and they are attracted to this. And you'll see birds. There's a slight fragrance, butterflies that you've never seen before.
Okay, I've got a few more questions for you, but first I would like to remind you about the value here. Since you're getting 4 pieces, at this QVC price of $32, that means each plant, what we were just talking about, each one of these good-sized plants ends up being $8 a piece.
Already
and the fact
burnalized.
that they grow and grow. And so if you feel like you don't need to have all 4 of them, I could see making the case for sharing these with your friends, your neighbors, if maybe you only want a couple of these plants.
I would definitely do that, and you could put more than one in the same pot if you like.
Okay.
And
what have you done here? Would this have more than one?
That has 2 in one pot, and
Right.
so does my other one. So what you're looking at on the set is the 4 plants. But I want to tell you again the story, because these were discovered by Christian missionaries in the early 1600s, and they thought, wow, this flower describes the passion of the Christ, with the 10 faithful apostles represented by the 10 white petals. Then the blue filaments represents the crown of thorn Mary. Then we have the anthers, which represents the 5 wound, and the pistils, which represent the 3 nails.
When do they bloom?
These are going to bloom for you so early every season. You'll have flowers from June all the way through October. And if you live in an area that doesn't freeze, like I do in San Diego, you'll have flowers like this on your plant all year long. Look at all the buds. Look at the beautiful leaves. This is our fastest growing climbing vine that we offer.
Period. And
This will turn.
it's not destructive. I just love
It's not
that
destructive.
it grows quickly, but that it doesn't damage whatever it's growing on.
It can really turn a problem area into a showplace. If you have like a power box, or the power lines and all that stuff.
Or like stucco that you had to patch and repair, and you didn't paint the entire exterior of the house.
Forget about it. Who cares? Don't paint it.
Put some
Plant
lattice
these.
up, or
Yes, and these will actually just cover that area beautifully.
Just fills it out.
And again, this would also make for good neighbors, because plant this on a fence besides both, and both sides of the fence will be covered, and your neighbors will just fall in love with this plant and you.
It's beautiful. And to have the story, you're getting 4 plants for $32, free shipping and handling here.
Absolutely.
What about the amount of sun that these would require to thrive?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because these will grow in full to part sun, so that's almost everything. And if there's any question that Mary and I didn't answer, they do come with a complete growing guide and our Go guarantee, and this will answer every question that you'll want to know. It'll tell the story about the Passion of Christ, and it's a very beautiful plant. I highly recommend it.
Great. Thank you, Court.
Thank you, Mary.
I'm glad we had a chance to visit on this, and I hope you love it. Remember, it'll ship when it's time to plant based on where you live, and you won't be charged until that point either. The item number there is M53087 if you would like to have these, but I'm looking off into the